Today, let's do one audio of the story of lesson number 2 of your supplementary reader, The Friendly Mongoose. This story has been taken from your Panchtantra series. What are Panchtantra series of books? Originally written in Sanskrit and Hindi, it had stories with animals as characters, and every story had a moral or a lesson to learn for its readers. Okay, let's get started with the reading. You can have a pencil in your hand and note down the meanings of the words. Once a farmer and his wife lived in a village with their small son. They loved him very much. "We must have a pet," the farmer said to his wife one day. "When our son grows up, he will need a companion." Now, pet is an animal that you keep at home. Companion means a partner. "This pet will be our son's companion." His wife liked the idea. One evening, the farmer brought with him a tiny mongoose. What is a mongoose? Mongoose are the carnivore animals. They are known for their quality of attacking snakes. In Hindi, you call them nevla. "It's a baby mongoose," said his wife, "but will soon be fully grown. He will be a friend to our son." Both the baby and the mongoose grew. In 5 or 6 months, the mongoose had grown to its full size, a lovely animal with 2 shining black eyes and a bushy tail. Bushy means thick, hairy tail. The farmer's son was still a baby in the cradle, sleeping and crying alternatively. Now, cradle means a baby's bed mounted on a rocker which swings. In Hindi, you call it palna. Now, the baby had just 2 things, sleeping and crying alternately one by one. One day, the farmer's wife wanted to go to the market. She fed the baby and rocked him to sleep in his little cradle. Picking up the basket, she said to her husband, "I am off to the bazaar. The baby is sleeping. Keep an eye on him. Frankly, I don't like to leave the child alone with the mongoose." Frankly means in a friendly way. She didn't like the baby mongoose when her husband had brought him home. "You needn't be afraid," said the farmer. "The mongoose is a friendly animal. It's as sweet as a baby and they are best of friends, you know." The wife went away, and the farmer, having nothing to do in the house, decided to go out and take a look at his fields not far away. Fields means the farms, khet. He ran into some friends on the way back and didn't return for quite some time. Ran into some friends means he met some friends on the way and got busy in talking to them. He totally forgot that his son was alone at home. The farmer's wife finished her shopping and came back home with a basket full of groceries. Groceries means your kitchen item, the dry kitchen items which your mother uses. You can say ration ka saman, which your mother uses every day. They are called groceries. She saw the mongoose sitting outside as if waiting for her. On seeing her, he ran to welcome her as was customary. Customary means that was done every day. Like if a person comes from outside, the person in the house will go out to meet that person. The farmer's wife took one look at the mongoose and screamed. "Blood!" she cried. The face and the paws of the mongoose were smeared with blood. Smeared means they were coated or marked with blood. "You wicked animal, you have killed my baby," she screamed hysterically. Hysterically means she cried uncontrollably in a shock, cried out loudly. She was blind with rage and with all her strength brought down the heavy basket full of groceries on the blood smeared mongoose and ran inside to the child's cradle. Like she blind with rage means she got very angry, and in that anger she hit the mongoose with her heavy basket. The baby was fast asleep, but on the floor lay a black snake, torn and bleeding. In a flash, she realized what had happened. In a flash means in a second. She just realized what had happened. She ran out looking for the mongoose. "Oh, you saved my child. You killed the snake. What have I done?" she cried, touching the mongoose, who lay dead and still. Dead and still means not moving, unaware of her sobbing. Sobbing means crying. The farmer's wife, who had acted hastily and rashly, stared along at the dead mongoose. Please underline this whole line. This is the moral of the story over here. Who had acted hastily and rashly. Then she heard the baby crying. Wiping her tears, she went in to feed him. Now that's the end of the story. The main moral or the lesson of the story over here is, firstly, we should always think before taking any action, any harsh action especially. Animals can be our best friends, and instead of not trusting them, we should trust them. Had the mother taken few seconds and gone inside to see the baby first, the baby mongoose would have been alive. But she took an action hastily and later she repented her action. But by that time, the mongoose was dead. In a way, their baby had lost his companion. That's all. Now you can do the reading yourself. Happy reading.